Hello, this is Mr. Stanfield again. I have Mrs. Stanfield here helping me out today for the second video in our catching series. So hopefully you had a chance to see the 5 steps to catching. That was kind of beginner level. We're going to move forward now to 3 catching challenges. The first one is going to be to change the size of the object you're catching. So by making the object smaller, we're going to have a little bit more of a challenge to catch that object. So remember that Mrs. Stanfield is going to watch the ball as it's coming to her. She's going to try to predict where that ball is going to land so that if she has to move her feet at all, she'll make that adjustment. Her hands are going to have to be even closer together to make sure that that ball doesn't go in between. And she's watching the ball all the way in as it's coming to her. If you don't have a ball to use, last time I had a big stuffed frog. You could use a smaller stuffed animal, but keeping it fairly round for this first challenge and just changing the size is going to be a good idea for that next step. Your second challenge in catching would be to change the shape of what you're trying to catch. So for example, a football becomes kind of longer. It's going to fly differently depending on how it's thrown. So it might make it a little bit more challenging to track that ball as it's spinning in different directions. Mrs. Stanfield's going to remember to move her feet. She's keeping her hands together. She is catching it because she's tracking it with her eyes, watching it come in. If you don't have a football, another thing that would work really well is just a pillow, a square pillow. That's going to change your shape. That's going to change the way it flies. And you're going to have to catch maybe different edges of that object. So that's a fun challenge that you can try, just changing that shape. The third challenge that I want to show you today is using something to catch with. For example, a baseball glove. So Mrs. Stanfield's going to grab her baseball glove and slip that on one hand. I'm keeping the object safe and soft. So this looks like a baseball, but it's squishy, so nobody gets hurt. And she's going to now track and try to catch with only one hand. So she's got to be able to squeeze that glove shut. She can use her second hand to cover it up after it goes in, just to make sure it doesn't fall out. If you don't have a glove, you can just try one-handed catches. So now she's just going to try to track that ball in with one hand. Make sure you keep your hand nice and soft. Remember, you want to receive it towards your body as you watch it in. Okay, so go ahead and have fun taking catching to the next level with those 3 challenges.